Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time. Welcome. Get comfortable, take your shoes off, stay a while. You're in the living room. You know, you got TV over there, watch a little TV, grab a blanket. I keep the heat on 75, 80, so you good over here. But yeah, so this video is a little bit different than most videos because I wanted to try something different. So y'all know I like to bring y'all companies that y'all may not have known about. So this particular company I had never heard of, but let me tell you why you are going to want to know about them. So Ornami hair is beautiful hair, okay? And the hair is beautiful, affordable. They have clip-ins, they have extensions, they have wefts, they have everything that you will need. They have blonde, you name it, they have it on their site. So everything will be linked in the description box, so make sure you check them out, okay? Now, the reason this video is a little different, I know you probably saw it in the title, but I made a wig. I made this wig. So, yes, I did it. I made the wig with a lot of consulting with Faith and Nigel and Jazz, but that's a whole nother conversation. Because not only did I make it, but I had to make it twice because I made it wrong the first time. But I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process of my novice wig making. And honestly, like, before you watch this video, okay, I am not a hair professional in any way, shape, or form. I am not trying to be a hair professional in any way, shape, or form. I just like to DIY things. I like to do things myself, and Ornami trusted me with doing this video. I told them, like, yo, I don't know too much about it, but I am so excited to try to do this. So here we are. This hair in particular is, the closure is a 6x6 closure, and this is their deep wave in 18, 20, and 22 inches. So I don't really need like super duper duper long, like y'all can't even spell Prague hair. Like, I don't have a midsection, so pretty much 18 inches is almost to my butt anyway. But I'm gonna take you through the process of, you know, bleaching the knots and all that fun jazz, and all of the mistakes that I make. You'll see a mistake as soon as I put the frontal on the wig head. The closure, see, that's where the mistake came. And I'll get into that later. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, but please check out their hair, and then we'll talk at the end, okay? So first I'm going to start off with the supplies that I used. As you see, we're going to be bleaching the knots, so I used the BW2, and I ended up using the 30 developer. I was thinking about putting like highlights in this hair because I was doing the most, but I have conditioner, purple shampoo, aluminum foil, the bleach powder, and the brushes. So this is the closure and the bundles. Look at this packaging, y'all. This packaging is off the chain. It's like this teal color box. I love it. So the closure and the bundles, again, 18, 20, 22 inches. Now, I just went ahead and laid the foil out first and just put everything on it. I took the BW2 and put some into my little mixing bowls because I want to feel like a professional. So I got the little mixing bowls and a little brush. Again, I used the 30 volume developer because that's what YouTube and Jazz said to do. So I did that. And I only did a little bit because I wasn't trying to do too much, but I ended up adding more to it. So yeah, you want to get the consistency kind of thick because you don't want the bleach to seep through the lace, which I kind of dealt with a little bit, but we'll get into it. I told you, it's my first time. So I wet the hair down because that's what they say to do on YouTube with my dirty little comb. And I moved the hair out of the way of the lace, and I start to put my bleach on. So they said that you want to pat it in versus like spreading it in because you don't want the bristles of the brush to go through the lace because you don't want to dye the hair. You don't want to color the hair blonde because that's not what we're going for. We're not going for blonde roots. We want to get rid of the dark spots on the knots. So as you'll see, I covered the closure, the lace, whatever, with the bleach completely. I should have used like a knife. I see a lot of people on YouTube using like a butter knife so it doesn't seep in between the lace. And yeah, so I turned that over onto the foil and set my timer for 30 minutes. Now, I got a little afraid because as I was looking, I could see like some of the hair was starting to bleach. So I went ahead and rinsed it out. And as you see, some of the knots are still kind of there, but they're a little faint, but you know, whatever. And I just used the purple shampoo and the conditioner on it afterwards. So when I say don't do this, don't do this. I was watching a video of someone using a frontal and they moved the frontal past the line of the cap. Don't do that. So here I'm taking my T-pins and I am putting my pins in the frontal. See, I keep saying frontal. It's not a frontal. It's not a frontal. It is a closure. And when I looked up that YouTube video, that was where I went wrong. It's because he had a frontal, I had a closure, and this is why I had to do this whole thing over. It's because I pulled the closure way too far past the band of the cap. And yeah, ended up having to do it over. But I put the hair up into a bun and then continue to pin down the closure, not the frontal. So here I'm taking my C hook needles and it's going really, really fast, but literally, I really don't know how to explain it, but I just wrap the thread around the needle a couple times and it makes like a knot in there. And I just continued this process throughout the entire closure and then also on the wefts, which you'll see in just a second. But I found this to be kind of therapeutic. Like I kind of got in my zone. But as you see, I'm a visual learner. So I have that YouTube video playing on my phone as I do this because I'm literally just repeating what I see them do. And I think I ended up changing the video to somebody who was doing a closure from that frontal video. Because even though he did an amazing job, that's not what I was doing. And I don't know why I was following his directions. So, but yeah, I appreciate the tutelage nonetheless. But yeah, I just sewed that all the way around. And as you can see here, I started really, really low with my bottom track. And that was, I feel like that was honestly part of the problem, but I'm not going through the elastic band. I'm just going through the lace on, I'm sorry, not the lace, but you see how the knots just kind of happen, but I'm going through the cap, not the elastic, because I was told that when you go through the elastic, it makes it less stretchy and then your unit could be too small. See, I be listening when I'm supposed to, I guess. So I just continue this process going around, and again I wrap the thread around the needle and then pull it through to make knots. And I don't do it every single time, but maybe every few stitches. And I try to keep my stitches kind of close together. And then some areas, I don't know why I was just knotting every single one, but I guess it was secure until I had to take it apart and start all over. So here I am cutting the cap away from under the lace of the closure. And as you see, it's a big flap just hanging off. And yeah, I look like the mama on Holiday Heart. Anyway, I fixed it. I took it apart, fixed it. But I put some of my foundation powder on the closure. Look at them stitches. Who did it? I did it. But anyway, I put some foundation on the part so it looks a little bit more like my skin tone when I put it on. Here I am just kind of tweezing a little bit. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I just was taking some hair out so that the part doesn't look so small. And then I take a brush and I brush the excess hair out of there. And I think I'm going to do this on the perimeter as well. Do I know the purpose of it? Not necessarily. So comment below if you know like why you do. I think it's so it just looks more natural. But I mean, I don't really care if people know if I have on a wig, but I don't want it to look wiggy though. So I guess that's the purpose of it. So now I'm taking this foam by Shea Moisture and I'm putting on, this is the second time that I've done this. So I forgot to film it the first time, but pretty much I just take the foam and then my Sheer 360 brush, shout out to Brandy, and brush it straight down. And then I'm going to take my scarf and wrap my scarf around it as if, like, it's basically, I think this is called molding it. So I have to mold it. And it's pretty much like when you tie your hair down or tie your edges down. It's the same concept, but it's just like not on your head. And I guess in theory you could do this on your head. I just didn't. I did it on the wig thing. But then I'm taking the stocking cap to kind of hold it down again. Nobody told me to do this, like literally no one. So then I just sat it up under my hooded dryer and I left it under there for maybe an hour. And I wet the rest of the hair to look natural. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you plan on getting some hair like this. Ain't this hair just, it's just beautiful. Like, oh my gosh. Now, a little reflection on my wig making process. I will say that professionals, y'all, I tip my hat off to you because, as I said in the video, I had to make this thing twice. The first time it fit like a helmet, like it was way too big. Because I watched that YouTube video where I thought I was doing the right thing and they had a frontal and I have a closure, and I brought that closure way too far, and then when I got done I'm like, well, what do I do with this flap? So ended up having to take the whole thing apart. And it spent so much time working on this thing. But I am so happy with how the results came out. Shout out to Nigel and Faith and Jazz for giving me pointers throughout. You know, this was looking like the Alfred Woodard on Holiday Heart at first, because this was all doing the most. But I am absolutely in love with this hair. I am in love with this company. It is so soft and just manageable. Like, I love it. This is, oh my gosh. So yeah, comment below, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions for my wig making career that ain't gonna happen, I would, you know, gladly, just be nice, you know, just be nice about it. But I really appreciate y'all for watching this video. Shout out to Ornami for sponsoring this video. And check out their Instagram page. I'm gonna link it below and I'm gonna put it over here. Holler at me over on Instagram. We are in a little bit of a race. We trying to see which is going to get to 10,000 first, whether it's my Instagram or my YouTube. It's looking like YouTube might just pull it off. So shout out to the subscribe tribe. Shout out to the home team, because y'all just doing it. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. But I just want to bring you a really, really, really dope hair company. I will see you in the next video. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.